Doug, is Indy-Milwaukee a rivalry?
No, come on. In League One, what are they, Lakers Celtics? No, Indianapolis, Milwaukee. The game was on NBA TV last night. If it's a league rivalry, why isn't it on NBA TV? If it's a rivalry, they all got to see it was at 7 o'clock. Half the people don't even have NBA TV. No, that is not a league rivalry. I mean, these teams do not have a history of playing for 20, 30, 40 years. This is not Knicks Celtics. This is not Celtics Philly. That's a rivalry. They're not on that level. No,
burgeoning rivalry the past couple of years?
No. First of all, Milwaukee can't beat them in the postseason. They lost last year. They're going to probably lose again. Here's what I'll say about Indiana. Make a quick word of thought of Stevie and Brian. Indiana does not have a great player. They don't have a great player. When I mean great, I mean Tatum-ish, that kind of player like all these teams do. SGA, Jokic, Leonard, Luka, Curry, Tatum. They don't have a great player, but they got a lot of good players, Indiana. And they got a lot of guys who can score. Now, Lillard's not 100%. He'll be better in Milwaukee, and the Bucks will win some games here. But the Bucks offense, I know they shoot 1,000,000 threes. Indiana's got more ways they can hurt you offensively. They got 1,000,000 guys who can shoot. Siakam can score. Nebhard can score. Toppin can score. The little point guard O'Connell can score. Halliburton can score. The kid from Arizona can score. They got Miles Turner can score. They got a lot of offensive weapons, and they're going to score 125, 130 points every game. And I don't think Milwaukee can match up. But the idea that America is on the edge of their seat for Pacers-Bucks, be fair, that's ridiculous. That is not the case.
I was excited for it.
Oh, come on.
I was excited for it. I watched the entire game on NBA TV.
Let me say this, and put Wendy up on the screen so I can see him when I'm talking about this too, okay? Doggy, you're a snob. You're a snob.
Why am I a snob?
You're a snob because everything doesn't have to be the Lakers, Boston Celtics. Everything doesn't have to be the Lakers, Golden State, or Boston and Philly back in the heyday. That's not what we're talking about here. What you're talking about is two teams highly competitive with one another that have personal animus against one another. Of course, it's not box office yet, okay? You're talking about Indiana, Milwaukee. My God, Milwaukee has lost the last 7 games with Giannis, last 7 playoff games with Giannis on the court. All right? That is not good. That's a problem, okay? We understand that. But I'm looking at the Milwaukee Bucks. You shoot 51% from the field. You shoot 40% from three-point range, and you still lose this game. Now, for me, that's a problem. We can analyze things from a basketball perspective and get into that. But I would tell you, when I see Damian Lillard and Halliburton going after it, when I see Siakam going at them, when I see fights about to break in, and I said, because we live in an age, what do we lament? The whole hugging and singing kumbaya with one another and getting along. You want to see a healthy level of hostility where emotionally you feel like the players are as invested as the fans on an emotional perspective, not just about doing their jobs or playing basketball. But I really, really, really don't like this person. I really, really don't like this team. That is what you do when you're talking about a rivalry. There are rivalries that are elite and clearly better than others and are more substantive. But when you look at teams on the come up, like in Indiana, who was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and you're going up against a Milwaukee Bucks squad with one of the top 3 players on the planet Earth, in Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? And you're looking at a guy like Damian Lillard, who just came back from what he was going through. And he's literally talking about, I'm gonna bust your ass before he gets back on the court and then makes himself available for game 2. No, he didn't have a great game last night, but he could have waited for game 3. He didn't want to because he wanted the brother last night. Might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew. He may be better in game 3. But these are the kind of things that lend itself towards a rivalry, and that's why I have no problem with it. Go ahead, Wendy.
So it's a simple question that doesn't have a simple answer. It's a fun thing to talk about, rivalry. If you're 50 years old and you're an Indiana Pacers fan and you've been going to Pacers games for 30 years, do you look at the Bucks like you looked at the Jordan Bulls or the LeBron Heat? No, you don't look at it that way. However, to the players, this is a rivalry. So that's 2 different ways to look at it. And all that really matters is how the players feel about it. Tyrese Halliburton used to look at Dame Lillard as a hero. Then they played in the in-season tournament last year in Vegas, and Halliburton started making fun of Lillard, and Lillard got pissed off about it, told him he was being disrespectful. Now Dame can't stand the sight of him. So I'm ready to tune into that, whether it's on NBA TV or not. And this series is definitely something, there's a little spice there. Unfortunately, the Bucks are not good enough really to compete with the Pacers. They did beat them 3 times in the regular season. They couldn't beat them in the in-season tournament. They couldn't beat them in the playoffs this year, and I don't think they're beating them in the playoffs this year either.
But it's starting. It's starting last.
Don't call it a rivalry
the playoffs
Why
last
not?
season. They don't like each other. There's ejections. The refs kept getting involved in both games.
Because Lillard, who's a Portland Trailblazer, has been with the Bucks for a year and a half. He's annoyed that Halliburton is pointing to his dopey what?
No.
All right, come on. That doesn't make a rivalry.
He's clowning
That
him.
doesn't make a rivalry. But the point is the personal animus combined with the competitive fervor they put forth on the court. No, it's not going to measure up to the great rivalries yet. But you look at the start of something and you see, like, for example, Halliburton, Siakam, and these boys, they ain't going away. And if you're Giannis and Dame and those guys, you're not going away. You're going to have to deal with each other. And as we look forward to these games for this series and beyond, when they go up against each other next year and so on, that's kind of stuff you like to see is what I'm saying.
Now, one thing, if I may,
Yes.
I don't want to hear about Dame saying that's disrespectful to Halliburton. He's the same guy that made a shot that knocked out Oklahoma City one year in the postseason.
Or Houston another year.
And then he's pointing to his watch
it's
when
Dame
Westbrook's walking off. Well, hold on now.
I don't think Dame
You
said
can't
it
do
was
that
disrespectful.
if he did Lillard to teams that he knocked out in the playoffs, and then have Halliburton do it to you when you're losing another game to Indiana and get annoyed because you did it to teams that you beat.
Yeah,
so now he's doing it to you.
You're wrong.
Live with it.
You're
No,
wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Let me tell you
No,
why.
I'm not
Let me tell you why.
wrong.
Let me tell you
No,
why.
I'm not.
Let me tell you why. Doggy. You're competing against them. Now, if you're going to go against the rules and punch them in the face or something, that's a different problem. If you're saying that, listen, I want to bust you know what, because you've been talking junk. That's part of competition. And the fact of the matter is, when Russ and them were talking smack to Dame, and Dame sent them home, that's what he was doing. He was saying, and then when they talked about him, one time, I forgot who it was that mentioned him, and Dame said, well, I've sent a bunch of people home. I sent this person home. I sent that home. I've sent that person home. In playoff victories, game-winning shots, etc. He's done it. This is not fallacy.
Mad Dog.
He's done it.
Does he have a championship ring?
No, he does not.
Has he been to a final?
No, he hasn't.
Okay.
But he has one.
Mad Dog. It's literally called. Look at me.
So it can't be a rivalry until that happens.
It's literally called Dame time. Like, that's what he does, no matter what.
He calls it. Nobody else does.
Yes, they do. They chant it because the man's clutch.
We
Mad
all
Dog,
call it that.
he's
We
one
know
of
what
the
Dame
most
time is.
clutch players. What are you talking about?
Hold on now. I'm not talking about being clutch. I'm talking about being disrespectful.
How is that? How is
he does it to everybody else when he beats them?
No,
and
it's
his
not
team
about.
can't beat Indiana.
You're
and
wrong.
Then he doesn't like
Mad
it.
Dog, you're wrong. It's not about everybody else. It's about it's Dame time. It's about games on the line. It's about they want him in the game.
Right.
It's about give him the basketball.
Right.
He's not disrespecting other people. It's about
Portland,
him and it's about what he's
when
capable
Portland played
of.
Golden State and got absolutely smoked in 4 straight games, and he got destroyed in the Western Conference Final. Was anybody talking about Dame time? They were not. This is a guy who has never won one game in a conference final. Forget championship.
Right.
One game in a conference final. Win something.
Did he have the talent?
Win something.
Did he have the pieces around him in Portland?
Hey, I don't care.
Molly, hold on.
He wins something.
Mad Dog Russo. Mad Dog Russo.
I'm right, and you know it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you know I'm right.
Listen to me.
You're not right.
Listen to me. I understand championships. I get that part. He ain't been in the finals, okay? He lost in the conference finals. I get that. You do understand that it is universally recognized that with the game on the line, there are but a few people whose hands you want the ball in. Dame is one of those people. You can search throughout the NBA. Anyone will tell you that.
Oh, God.
When it's on the line, Wendy, talk to me. When it's on the line, Dame is one of those people you want the ball in his hands. You trying to tell me I'm making that up?
You want over Curry's hand? You want the ball over Curry's hand?
I didn't say over
How about
Curry.
Luka? Who do you want to have the ball? Luka or Dame? I'll take Luka. Luka's been to a championship series.
Go ahead.
He's literally made a career out of being clutch. Wendy?
Oh, my God.
My 5-year-old's first jersey was when he was 5 was Dame Lillard, and he knew exactly what this meant. He loved it. I say let the fans have their fun.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you guys.
You are starting off rough. You just took a huge.
I'm right.
You took a huge L.
Right.
Why?
Who would you prefer, George Mikan?
All right.
Wanna try to bust at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's 88 over here,